Sometimes when you travel, a story unfolds you can barely believe, one that leaves you a little bit speechless. So this one started with a photo, an abandoned mausoleum in Romania. I met up with my local friend named Bear. We arrived. It had vampire lair written all over it, so naturally, we wanted to get inside. The front door was locked. The gate also locked, and the fence covered in spikes. We could jump it, but I'm a little bit too old for a genital piercing. So we went to ask some locals how to get inside. And that's where this story gets weird. We find some ladies at a cafe, and we talk about the mausoleum. They say there's an old man who has a key. He lives with the woman who cuts foreheads. Excuse me?
Wow.
One of the girls has a scar on her forehead to prove it.
Wow, ce interesant. Okay.
This all sounded so strange, and I expected she did bloodletting, an archaic medical practice from the medieval times. I didn't even know this still existed. They say the couple live 4 houses up. So we go.
Well, I think today just got interesting.
House on the right?
Fourth house.
The fourth house on the right.
This could be it. This could be it.
This is Dan, the crypt keeper. He definitely looks the part. And he goes to fetch the key. Pigeons swirl around the collapsed dome, and the carved stone above the doorway reads Divinium Auxilium Manit Semper Nobiscum, which is Latin. Divine help will always be with us. And then
Good to go.
we were inside.
This is crazy. This is a palace for pigeons now. The mask actually helps. For myself, it's always so strange being in these churches. Massive places of worship. You can still hear your voice echo. At one point there was singing and music. The walls were covered in gold and paintings, ornaments, depictions of Christ, crucifixion. The wooden altar is still here, which is interesting. It has not rotted like the ceiling, which is also wood. What's left besides the wood? There's a few small rooms off the atrium that go into more homes for pigeons. But these doors are all locked, I believe. Ooh.
So, let's learn a little bit more about our crypt keeper. His name is Dan. He's a man of very few words, but we did find out something very interesting.
Mausoleul Csávossy.
Okay, so dude, check it out. This is what I found. Apparently, since the 80s, when the old Baron died, they've had the keys, and well, his family, Dan's family, had the keys, and they've been passing them on from father to son and uncle and stuff like that, for them to ring the bell. So basically, what they've been doing is they're ringing the bell for 40 years now, whenever is necessary.
The bell still works.
The bell still works, and this is actually what he does. He's the, well, I guess the bell ringer, you would call it.
Really?
Yeah, it's the thing that for 40 years they've been keeping. They kept on doing this whenever is necessary.
That's why he has the key?
That's why he has the key, actually.
Oh, interesting. Can we ring the bell?
I think so. Let's see.
Okay.
I think so.
And ready.
This was a huge mistake. And you'll find out more about it later.
Okay.
Going up.
We can go up?
Se poate?
Oh my god, the stairs still work. Wow. And can we keep on going up, or is it dangerous?
Oare putem să urcăm pe acolo sau e periculos?
No, not
Periculos.
Are,
Se poate.
are,
We can.
are canal dublu.
Alright. And upwards we go. This is always the most exciting part. It's amazing how the bell ropes go all the way through the stairs. Look. Just with the holes
Mausoleum aici.
all the way up. Can I go? Yeah, that's okay. Oh man. This is amazing.
I just friend from Canada, land of beaver. I cannot fit. It's very. What you want film up here? It's nice, but come on, it's not good. I don't fit. It's big belly. It's big manly belly, but I do not get. It's fine. It's fine. I go down. Okay.
It's a shame, right? A place so beautiful, falling to pieces. It's not the first place I've seen like this. Not the first story I've heard that's similar. These places get so expensive to restore. I do always think it's a shame. But can we restore every single one? Who's gonna pay for it? Should they all be restored? Are they all really that important? I don't know. I'll ask you though. What do you think should happen to these places? Can we fix them all? Do they all still have a place in our society, in our future? Or do some of them need to crumble? It's a tough question. Let me know in the comments. We'll talk about it.
Buddy, these things, they're like stringent or something. We eat them or make palinka out of them. Check it out.
What are they?
These are, we call them porumbe or porumbele. They're like stringent, but they're tasty. We use them to eat or just to make palinka out of them. Try it.
Like, it looks like a blueberry.
There's a big pit inside. Be careful with that.
Ooh! Tasty, just really bitter. Here, you have one too. Apparently I'm a wuss.
Yeah, we've been exploring outside, and dude, there's a crypt, and I've just been in it. There's a crypt.
Let's go. So I've been a bit confused about this place because online it says, with what information there is in English, that it was a mausoleum, so where they kept the dead for a family, and also that it was a church, and I wasn't sure which one it was, but it acted as both. The crypt keeper explains that the family was buried with their dogs, and also the coffins were filled with seaweed. The bodies had all been moved though, and the crypt was now empty. But I was still curious about the woman who cuts foreheads, so we asked him if we could visit her. He said yes. We might have an opportunity to meet his, I'm not sure if it's his mother or wife, who is the one who cuts foreheads. Big cameras and people who do these things generally don't get along. We're gonna put the camera here. We're gonna go on the phone. Oops. And hopefully get to meet the legend herself. Fingers crossed. We arrive. Our introduction to the woman who cuts foreheads was a silent point from our crypt keeper to a room with a rocking crib. Ursu was led inside. When the door closed in my face, I realized something was wrong. Ursu exits a few minutes later, silent, and I finally learned what happened.
Did she ask specifically about the bell?
Oh yeah, she scolded her son.
The bell was only to be rung when someone in the village died. Because we rung the bell, people had been calling her all morning, wondering who had passed away. It was a mistake on our part. We never meant to cause any harm, but we had completely blown any chances of meeting her. And for now, that's where this story ends. It was an unbelievable day, and I tried to tell the story as accurately as I could, even though it's sometimes hard to film these more intimate interactions. I'd love to know what you think, though, about both situations. Number one, about letting these buildings crumble, or not. Can we really save every single one, especially when they're in far remote places? And also, were we wrong in ringing the bell? We didn't exactly know the implications that would happen later, and we didn't mean to offend anyone, but sometimes as travelers, you do step on some people's toes because you don't know the local traditions. All you can do is try your best to respect and also apologize if you do make a mistake, but sometimes these mistakes are inevitable. Obviously, the adventures here on Fearless and Far are a little bit different, and if you do really like them and want to see them to continue, please consider liking and subscribing and commenting, because the more we do this, the more these videos get served to a wider population on YouTube, and then I can make more. That's all I want to do, is help you chase your fears, also show people that the world doesn't have to be what you see in a pamphlet. You can find your own unique adventures, and those are always much, much, much better. Chase your fears, dragons. Catch you in the next episode on Fearless and Far. We're investigating a valley full of abandoned Disney castles in Turkey. I'll see you then.